What are the key skills logistics supervisors need to be successful? I'm Greg Schinkel, President of Unique Training and Development and Frontline Leadership Systems, and in today's Leader Feeder, it's time for us to bust a myth. Probably the biggest myth in a logistics or warehouse operation is that the leaders, the frontline leaders, only need to know technical skills to be proficient. They don't need to worry about people skills. Well, the fact is that warehouse supervisors do have to have a lot of knowledge around how to run the computer systems, the clerical systems, the shipping and receiving functions, so that they can make sure that their teams understand what's expected of them. But that's not enough. They also need to have the interpersonal and communication skills that are needed to get those folks to run those systems efficiently. So we had one client who had invested in state-of-the-art IT systems to support their logistics operations. I mean, they had a very good ERP system, a great way of flowing orders in and printing out labels, creating the pick lists that the people needed. And they wondered why their efficiencies weren't increasing just because of this great investment they had made in processes. Well, it turns out that they had made probably what is a typical fatal flaw, is they thought if you design the process will drive the people. But in most business systems, in fact, all the ones I know of, it's the people that drive the processes. So if you're going to invest in systems, you also need to invest in the people skills so that the folks are engaged and they are motivated to use those systems to their full potential. So what are the key logistics supervisor skills that are necessary? Well, I'm going to propose 3 in today's Leader Feeder. Number 1, communicate expectations. Now, the expectations can be around the numerical metrics, but they can also be around taking the time to make sure you've done the job right. And most importantly, do your team members know what winning looks like today? Have you defined what winning the day is for your department? Have you, as the frontline supervisor, done a good job of communicating the goals and those expectations so that your team knows whether they're winning or losing on a given day? The second topic or skill set that you want them to be able to do is to train and engage. Now, this is partly to do, the training part works with mostly the new team members or associates that you have on your team. And those folks, they need to feel that you've given them the adequate training so that they can do the job skills well. If you put somebody in a situation where they don't feel they know how to do the tasks that you've assigned them, that's going to cause frustration, it's going to cause embarrassment, and could cause them to decide, you know what, I'm going to go work somewhere else where the job is easier. So giving them the proper training is important. Now, in terms of engagement, that's really around communicating feedback and also just asking for people's opinions, providing them with some degree of encouragement, and otherwise just making them feel included. Which brings me to tip number 3. Tip number 3, or skill number 3, is to involve. Now, it's very tempting as leaders, especially ones that are very systems dependent, to always want to tell people what to do. So the communication tends to be one way between the leader and the team member, when in reality, most team members want to be asked. Especially newer team members are more likely to want to be consulted by the leader instead of just having it be imposed on them what they need to do. So the 3 skill sets again are communicate effectively and the expectations correctly. You want to be able to train and engage the people, and you want to involve them in the success of the operation. When you do those 3 things, those 3 logistics supervisor skills, you're going to have a winning combination. And you may decide that it's time to work on the other leadership skills that are essential for success. And of course, that's where we come in at Unique Training and Development and Frontline Leadership Systems. And that begins with a visit to our website at uniquedevelopment.com. And if it looks like it's a good fit, as it is for many companies, we want you to initiate a conversation either through our web form or by giving us a call. And together we can work as partners in the success of your organization.